Time now for your morning rush. New Mexico's governor is meeting with President Joe Biden today to talk about boosting COVID-19 shots. The president will be meeting with 3 Democratic and 3 Republican governors about ways to get more people vaccinated. Biden hopes to learn each state's best practices on getting more people the vaccine. The nation's goal is 70% of adults vaccinated by July 1st.
New Mexico is in the top 10 states with the highest vaccination rates. According to data from the CDC, New Mexico is doing well. More than 1 million New Mexicans have at least 1 dose. Vermont is the leading state. Mississippi is at the bottom of the list. Overall, the CDC says about 58% of American adults have received at least 1 dose of the COVID-19 vaccine.
Pfizer vaccines for kids ages 12 through 15 could be administered as soon as Thursday. Yesterday, the FDA expanded Pfizer's emergency use authorization. The authorization is expected to be formally approved tomorrow. The state is now urging parents to register your children on its online portal so they can get an appointment as soon as the vaccine gets the green light.
The state is now working to better prepare children for kindergarten. The state is partnering with Waterford. That's an early education nonprofit. Parents can then access 15-minute lessons and view progress data logged by teachers. Computer and internet services are provided at no cost for low-income families. Educators are training on the new platform, which is expected to be rolled out statewide this fall. Erica.
Here's a look at the drop-off forecast for this morning. Temperatures are between the low to mid-50s, so it's a little cool, and I'd grab a light jacket as you're sending the kids off to school.
More than 1 million New Mexicans have now received at least 1 shot of the COVID-19 vaccine. The governor announced New Mexico will graduate from the red to turquoise framework when we reach 60% of full vaccination. The health department does not expect to hit that mark any earlier than the original projection of June 30th.
The state is releasing its top road projects list. One major project coming up is the interchange at I-25 in Montgomery, replacing the bridge and then adding more lanes. Meanwhile, the department is also investing $35 million in the Los Lunas corridor. The DOT also plans to do reconstruction at La Bajada Hill at I-25, adding in reinforcement to the roadside mountains. 2
Democratic senators are urging airlines to issue credits for flights canceled during the pandemic. They say that flight companies have been refusing refunds even after receiving billions in federal relief. The senators gave the airlines until the end of the month to respond to questions on refunds and travel credits. Investigators trying to figure out who set fire to an Albuquerque community center. City Councilor Clarissa Pena says it appears that someone broke into the Westgate Community Center on Sunday. She says they tried to start small fires around that building. The city is asking anyone with information to please come forward. Erica.
Here's a look at the Metro Threat Index for today. It is pretty low during the daytime hours. We're going to be sunny and a little bit calmer than yesterday, but the strong wind returns overnight after 10 p.m. with 55-mile-per-hour wind gusts.
The state is now asking for your input on preserving some of its historic sites. The Department of Cultural Affairs launched a survey yesterday. The goal is to see what locals believe is important to preserve and which parts of New Mexico's history should be better represented. You can take that survey through June 10th.
Scientists at Los Alamos National Labs are finding out how their voices sound on Mars. The supercam on board the Mars rover Perseverance has a microphone which has been used to record wind and the rover moving around. The supercam was developed at Los Alamos. Erica.
And here's a look at the morning drive. The maps are looking clear. No accidents or slowdowns to tell you about as of now. And here's a look at tracker going south on I-25 around Lead and Coal. Our typical traffic this morning, so give yourself your usual amount of time. We'll let you know if that changes later on.
Norwegian Cruise Line is now selecting 100 educators in the U.S. and Canada for a well-deserved recess on the high seas. Travel dates will be through August 2023. 3 grand prize winners will win cash prizes for their schools, and you can nominate your favorite teacher all the way through June 4th. The winners will then be announced in August.
Welcome back. Well, on this day in 1969, a thunderstorm moved through, and a young kid and his horse were struck by lightning in a rodeo arena in Through. Both ended up dying. And something to keep in mind, lightning is one of the deadliest weather threats, so when thunder roars, make sure to go indoors. Time now for the 5 facts.
And number 5, scientists at Los Alamos National Lab are finding out how their voices sound on Mars. The supercam on board the Mars rover Perseverance has a microphone on it, which has been now used to record the wind and the rover moving around. But planetary scientist Nina Lanza also got to hear her own voice projected on the red planet, claiming afterwards that sounds sound different on Mars. The supercam was developed in Los Alamos.
Number 4, now the state's Department of Transportation is listing out its top list of road projects. One major project coming up is the interchange near I-25 in Montgomery, replacing the bridge and adding more lanes. DOT says they figured it would be efficient to do a project at Comanche at the very same time. In the meantime, the department is also investing $35 million in the Los Lunas corridor.
And at number 3, temperatures will be warming up nicely today, starting in the low 50s, so grab a light jacket or sweater for the morning commute, but we'll make it into the upper 60s, low 70s by noon, and the upper 70s by the afternoon.
And number 2, two candidates looking to replace Democrat Deb Haaland go head-to-head in a televised debate. Democratic candidates Melanie Stansberry and Republican Mark Moores are fighting for New Mexico's vacant 1st congressional district seat. The two candidates covered a variety of issues last night, including how to get the economy moving again.
And at number 1 this morning, more than 1 million New Mexicans have now received at least one shot of the COVID-19 vaccine. Well, that means that reopening of our state is just around the corner. The governor announced that New Mexico will graduate from the red to turquoise framework when we reach the 60% fully vaccinated. Passing the 1 million mark means that 60% have gotten at least one shot.